I'm Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Angela.
We are the Ink Mages. Join us as we discuss all things fantasy, world building, storycraft, myths and legends, and of course, our own imaginative stories.
Welcome to the Ink Mages podcast. We're so glad you've joined us today. We are going to be doing a book review for our latest buddy read book. We read More Than Life by Bethanie Finger. If you tuned in to one of our recent videos, we had Bethanie on the podcast and we got to interview her about this series. So since we each had a copy, we decided we would have it be our buddy read. And if you love young adult fantasy with a little bit of a historical fiction vibe. So I know she said this is historical fiction, but to me, it takes place in a secondary world.
Yes.
But in a Pirates of the Caribbean era-esque time period. So in More Than Life, it is dual point of view. You follow Cordelia and a character named Jasper. And Cordelia has just learned that her father has passed away. And this is not a spoiler because the book opens with the line that her father is dead.
Yeah.
So you know that going in. And the story is basically about overcoming grief. That is a big theme. And in our interview with Bethanie, she said that she didn't want to kind of just overlook that aspect of grief. She wanted you as the reader to really feel it with Cordelia so she doesn't rush through it. Cordelia is the daughter of a captain, and so she is entitled to certain privileges in the social tier in this world. And so as soon as her father passes away, she is like stripped from all of that and is forced to leave her home, everything she knows, and ends up going into it's terrible. I definitely was feeling for her. So
yes,
I connected pretty quickly to like this gal's plight, and she finds her way to a kind of a tavern bar and becomes like a barmaid.
Yeah.
And she's trying to learn the ropes and blunders a bunch. So sometimes it's comical.
Yeah.
And so then switching to Jasper, he is actually knew her father, so served on the ship with him, and he's going through his own arc of grief with losing the captain. But he has been tasked with a mission to find his daughter and pass something on to her. Now, Jasper and Cordelia will meet in this tavern, but Jasper has no idea that she's the daughter of the captain who he's meant to find, and they kind of start a friendship, and eventually it will develop into a romance. But it's kind of fun knowing that the other person doesn't know who the other one is.
Yes.
So it
The
creates
connection isn't clear.
The connection isn't clear. So yeah, I would say half the book is kind of just them overcoming the grief aspect, and then eventually the romance buds, and there is a lot of secrets that are revealed after that. And pretty much the last third of the book, there's an adventure that they embark on. So if you're into like more of a cozy fantasy with some historical fiction setting vibes, magic that's not like right in your face at the beginning, but develops towards the end, you will probably enjoy this book.
Yes. One of the things here, I love this. I got this since she was the author that we met at the Twilight. I got to get some cool perks. So that's Jasper and the two main characters right here, Cordelia.
Oh my
and
gosh!
And
oh, nice! I just got a bookmark. Woo!
I got the extra. So
you did.
Those of you who are seeing this on YouTube, you can see this. But if you're just listening, you'll have to go check out the YouTube to see the characters. But I always like to be able to see the characters, which is fun for me. But I love Bethanie's writing style. She definitely isn't afraid to go in depth in a character and really world build. So if you love really good, solid world building, and like Stephanie said, it's very Pirates of the Caribbean, which I have to say made it a little hard for me to get into the book at first. And I think it had everything to do with the fact that I'm just not huge into Pirates of the Caribbean. And very little to do with Stephanie's writing style, because not Stephanie,
Bethany's
writing style.
So close.
Stephanie. because she really does do a very good job of pulling you right into the character's plight, of dealing with deep grief. And I always love a really good story that has a reason. And there is definitely a good reason for this story. And I feel like all of us should want that opportunity in a story to help bring healing or inspire or make us want to be better people. Or, I mean, I think the reason sometimes we have favorite characters is because those characters inspire us. They make us not want to stop thinking about them. And certainly Cordelia has that potential to pull people in who have experienced deep grief. Again, to see that there's maybe hope on the other side. There is the element of adventure, the hope of romance. And that's always a good recipe for a really, really great story. So definitely be ready to pick this up off of the bookshelf. And this is a book that is a part of a 3-part series that is already out and available. I happen to know that this book ends in a cliffhanger. So
Yes,
if you love, if you love a book series that's already complete, some people like to wait to pick up a book until they know they have the whole series. And knowing that this one ends in a cliffhanger, that's a big grab for people going, oh, I don't have to wait to find out what happens.
That's
It's
nice.
complete. I happen to know that Bethany is writing a
Spinoff. Yeah, a
spin-off
spinoff. Yeah.
to this whole series. So if you love it, there's even another book that's headed your way very soon. So I loved being able to talk to Bethany. So if you haven't checked out that episode, be sure to go back and listen. She's was a very fun author to interview, and she had a lot of really great insight. If you're an author or writer, you should definitely check out that episode. But if you want to know more, if you're a reader, you want to know more about her story, definitely do that. But I certainly have had a fun time diving into this book.
Yes, we recommend it. So definitely check it out on Amazon or wherever you buy books. And if you are an author and you have written a fantasy, sci-fi, or paranormal novel and you would like us to buddy read it, you can go to our website, our Facebook page, or just DM us on Instagram and let us know, and we will consider it as our next option, our next buddy read.
Yes. So thanks again for joining us. It's so fun for us to do these buddy reads. Again, like Stephanie said, jump on our forum, see if your book is a book we would want to read, and we'll see you next time.